It all started with those three bikers in beat-up leather jackets rumbling up to our lakeside cabin like they owned the place. Engines growling loud enough to shake the windows, thinking they'd scare Sarah into bolting for the hills. But oh man, they had no clue who they were messing with. My wife, who'd stared down cartel enforcers in dusty border towns, wasn't about to flinch. She just casually reached into that old oak chest under the counter, hit the silent alarm I'd rigged up, and 17 minutes later, as sirens pierced the night, only an ambulance peeled away from our driveway, carrying one sorry thug who'd learned the hard way not to underestimate a woman defending her home. Let me rewind a bit, paint the picture for you. I'm Alex Rivera, an architect who builds houses that can withstand just about anything. And when Sarah and I snagged this spot on Willow Creek for $950,000, we figured we'd hit the jackpot. A quiet retreat after her grueling years training DEA agents to survive raids that left scars deeper than she'd ever admit. She'd wake up at odd hours, checking doors, peering into the shadows like trouble was always lurking. Occupational hazards, the docs called it. But this cabin, with its sleek lines, floor-to-ceiling glass, and hidden defenses I'd designed myself, felt like our fortress. A place where she could finally breathe easy. Or so we thought. The realtor mentioned the homeowners association was a bit strict, but after Sarah's time dodging bullets and betrayal in the field, we laughed it off. How bad could nosy neighbors be compared to that? Our first red flag waved high during that mandatory welcome chat with Eleanor Blackwell, the HOA Queen Bee, 60-something with perfectly coiffed silver hair and eyes like steel traps, dressed in a blazer that screamed old money and zero tolerance. "Mr. and Mrs. Rivera," she drawled, settling into her chair like a throne, her voice all honeyed poison. "Your modern eyesore sticks out like a sore thumb among our charming log homes. It's disrupting the harmony, don't you see?" I kept my cool, explaining how the county had greenlit every beam and pane, but she just smiled that thin, icy smile. "County rules are one thing, darling, but our standards preserve values. And yours?" "Well, they're not quite fitting in." Sarah squeezed my hand under the table, her tactical mind already mapping escape routes, but we nodded politely, figuring it was just petty politics. Until that night the bikers showed up, shattering glass and brandishing knives, and Sarah, calm as ever, disarmed the leader with a wrist lock that cracked bone, sending the others scrambling like roaches in the light. What gnawed at me wasn't the fight itself. Sarah handled it like the pro she was, but the nagging details, like how pros wouldn't smash a front window when back doors begged for entry, or that leather bracelet the guy dropped, etched with a silver wolf clutching a willow branch and WC underneath, the same pin I'd spotted on Eleanor's lapel weeks before. Sleep? Forget it. I spent the next dawn digging into her past, uncovering a woman who'd clawed her way through corporate law, specializing in ruthless takeovers, now reigning over the HOA for over a decade, unopposed. Her son's gambling debts and cancer battle pushing her into desperate corners, alliances with shady investors that smelled like trouble. Sarah and I pieced it together over coffee, her owning the local rag, the Willow Creek Watch, pulling strings on social media groups with hundreds glued to her every post about threats to our pristine haven, bylaws stacking up like a legal noose, fines climbing to thousands for nonsense like unapproved flower beds. Then came her unannounced drop-by with two burly consultants in suits that barely hid their mercenary vibes, eyeing our place like targets. "Alex, Sarah," Eleanor purred uninvited on our porch, "that nasty break-in reflects poorly on us all, your flashy design stirring up unrest. But I'm here to help." Sarah stepped out, her voice steady but edged. "The only unrest is from whoever sent those goons, Eleanor, and we're not budging." The air crackled. Eleanor's eyes narrowed. "Accusations won't fly, dear. Perhaps you'd prefer selling to my friends at Creekview Estates. Generous offer, no fuss." We locked eyes, seeing the threat plain, sell or suffer. And after they left, our neighbor Tom Harlan slipped over with whiskey and whispers about the previous owners, the Jenkins, whose cat got poisoned, cars keyed, home ransacked till they sold dirt cheap to Eleanor's shells, a pattern of terror dressed as community care. Digging deeper turned my stomach. Over 3 years, 8 families dumped properties at half value to her web of LLCs, all tracing back to her lawyer buddy Harlan Price, funded by outfits linked to casino fronts and laundering ops. Sarah's old DEA skills kicked in, tracing money trails. "Look, Alex, every sale hits right after maxed fines and accidents. This isn't control. It's extortion." Our map of Willow Creek lit up like a crime board, her targeting the prime eastern shore for a mega resort, zoning be damned, while our legal bills hit $20K fighting bogus suits, neighbors shunning us after flyers blasted our ugly intrusion, stores turning us away with awkward apologies. The spray paint on our walls, "Get out, freaks," felt like a gut punch. Pro-job dodging cameras, and that's when Lisa Donovan, our jittery accountant neighbor, whispered for a coffee meet, eyes darting. Eleanor's siphoning HOA dues for her empire. Over $500K vanished into personal slush funds tied to offshore crooks. Her docs showed shells funneling cash from drug rings, and as pressures mounted, internet glitches, mail, lost, a smear piece in her paper painting us as violent outsiders. Eleanor cornered me at the club, all smiles. "Alex, $600K for your headache of a house. Take it before things get uncomfortable." I recorded it, firing back. "Uncomfortable like the attacks you've orchestrated?" Her facade cracked. "You have no idea the reach I have, boy. Push me and you'll regret it." That night, Sarah texted, 8 riders now, geared like commandos. "This ain't scare tactics, it's endgame." I raced home, heart pounding, to find her debriefing cops amid downed bikes and groaning thugs, our cabin's shutters and strobes turning the yard into her kill zone. She'd pinned the leader, Viper Kane, a ghost from her border days, out for blood over his brother's raid death she led. But the cops grilled her more than them. "Excessive force, ma'am?" Reeking of Eleanor's pull until Tom flashed his badge, revealing he'd been undercover DEA all along, our purchase a setup to bait her network, 3 years of wiretaps catching every dirty deal. Helicopters swarmed at dusk, feds raiding her mansion, offices, safe houses, arresting Eleanor mid-HOA rant, Viper mid-flight, Price mid-shred, unraveling a laundering beast washing billions for cartels through resorts like hers. We were pawns, yeah, but survivors, netting $4 million in rewards, watching her get 35 years, her empire forfeited to trusts preserving the creek's beauty. Now Willow Creek's reborn, transparent HOA under Tom. My designs securing homes, Sarah teaching self-defense that empowers folks beyond fists. Standing on our deck that sunset barbecue, neighbors toasting us as the ones who wouldn't fold, I wrapped an arm around her. "Regret fighting?" She grinned. "Nah, this is home. Worth every scar. But here's the twist that keeps me up. Solaris, the big fish behind it all, slithered away overseas. Are we safe, or just the start? What do you think? Would you fight an HOA bully like that, or sell and run? Drop your stories below. Like if justice tastes sweet, subscribe for more real-life wins against the odds.